A lot of people ask questions about whether or not you can have and raise chicks from day old to adult off grid, and we weren't sure either when we moved here, but yes, you can. We've done it. This will be our fourth batch now that we've raised from day old chicks to adults in old age, laying hens and meat chickens. We don't use a heat lamp since we don't have extra power to use. So we either used oil lamps, which I don't recommend because they're more dangerous, or what we prefer is to use cans of water. So I have an old coffee can down there that I use, put hot water in, and we have the entire bin sitting right next to a wood stove. So it's about 6 inches from the wood stove. So it keeps the wall of the bin nice and warm day and night. And there's no problem with keeping these chicks alive. This is day number 2 now, and all chicks are alive and well, very healthy. And you can see I've got a water feeder and also a chick scratch feeder, the ground up scratch that are for chicks. That's there too. And then we change out the water about twice a day, but mainly at night because it's next to the stove, and the stove can cool down during the night. But they stay up against the wall of the bin. If it gets too cold, they'll stay up against the wall of the bin so that it stays heated with the stove. So we've currently got 18 chicks here. We've raised the first batch we actually raised was about 42 chicks off grid, and 16 of those were meat birds, Cornish crosses. So, and we've raised a variety of birds. So, just letting you know, it can be done. Also, we found that they don't have to be. It doesn't have to be 90 degrees. This room here is about 74, 75 degrees. And then with the water inside, we put 2 pieces of plywood over the top to kind of keep them in. I've got it open to show you, but at night we put 2 pieces of plywood over the top to hold in the warm air with a little crack for air breathing and stuff like that. And then I change out the water once in the middle of the night. And we usually do this situation for about 2 weeks, and then we can move them to a little bit cooler area and stuff, so they don't have to be so hot. And they're very resilient and hardy. Chicks, I think, can handle a lot more than we give them credit for. But the first few days is the most important. And so I just wanted to share this with you. We also have hardware cloth that we can put over during the day so they get more light but still be secure. Not that anything is going to hurt them inside here, but because we do raise them inside until they're old enough to go out. But we put hardware cloth over for security. We do have 2 cats, but they know they've been raised with chicks and stuff and chickens before, so they don't seem to bother them. They're just curious, but don't seem to bother them. But we've had cats for 3 years, so this will be the 3rd batch of chickens chicks that we've had with the cats. The biggest threat to the chicks is going to be when you put them out into the chicken coop for the first time. If they're not able to perch up high, then they can be taken out by animal threats, skunks, raccoons, bobcats, things like that. And we've had chickens, small chickens, taken out by skunks. And so they need to really be able to be protected and or be perching by the time you put them outside. You have to be very secure. Skunks are very good at burrowing underneath to get in, which we found. So they're very vulnerable. Usually more vulnerable even going outside than being inside here. Also to note too is that these chicks, these 18 chicks, were actually brought here. We live quite far up in the mountains, so these chicks were actually brought here by snowmobile. And yes, they can survive because all 18 of these survived just fine on a snowmobile ride. Put them inside a box and kept them warm, and they got them up as quickly as possible. So just want to let you know that you can raise chicks off grid, and it's not a problem. It's actually quite easy to do, and you don't need power to do it. You just need a nice warm stove and put on some hot water for them and stuff occasionally, and they'll be just fine. So just wanted to bring that tip to you, and we'll catch you next time. Please subscribe and like. Thanks.